Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the TAPS committee meeting. And we'll start with the approval of the minutes from September 19th. Councilmember Lawson?
I approve.
Okay, and I do as well. So the minutes are approved. And we don't have any consent items, so we just move on to the E470 64th Avenue maintenance IGA.
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. Good afternoon, council members of the TAPS committee. Thank you for your time today. My name is Haley Johansson. I'm the city engineer in the Development Services Department. Apologies for the scratchy voice, and hopefully I won't have a coughing fit and I'll be over my colds very soon. Today I'm presenting the proposed IGA for covering maintenance obligations for the 64th Avenue interchange with E470. 64th connects Piccadilly to the west with the city's developing areas to the east. The high point at DIA development surrounds this interchange. The bridge is an overpass across E470 and is required to create connectivity across the corridor. E470 and Aurora have entered into similar IGAs that define the maintenance responsibilities when our infrastructure overlaps. Aurora standards will be used for the 64th IGA, and this road is a 4-lane arterial. The city will maintain generally all the standard roadway items along 64th that we would typically maintain, including pavement on the road and bridge, concrete median, pavement markings and roadway signage, lights and electrical systems, snow plowing and sweeping along the bridge and the road, and traffic signals, from inlets and pipe in this area. E470 is responsible for the bridge structure, approach slabs, the ramp, concrete medians, underdeck and flood lighting, the on and off ramps, fencing along the right of way or deer fencing. And then they'll also be responsible for some of the stormwater infrastructure and the tolling infrastructure. And with that, short and sweet, the question is, does the Council Policy Committee support the resolution for the intergovernmental agreement between the City of Aurora and E470 regarding maintenance for the East 64th Avenue Bridge and overlapping facilities moving forward to the next available study session? And I'm also happy to answer any other questions.
Any questions from Councilmember Lawson?
No questions. I approve it to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess my only question on it is, so the developer pays for the bridge, and this is just the maintenance between E470 and the city.
The bridge is actually a E470 project.
Oh,
so they would be responsible for the infrastructure directly adjacent to their project on the east and the west side of the bridge.
Okay, I should know that. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're good with moving it forward, Councilmember Lawson?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay.
Support it.
Great. That will move forward. And our next item is the 9-mile pedestrian bridge.
All righty. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. Just set up. There we go. All right. Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Valencia. I am the Transportation Project Delivery Manager in Public Works. Today, I'll be providing an update on the 9-mile pedestrian bridge project. This project was first brought to the TAPS committee in 2018 when we discussed projects that would be submitted for the Dr. Cog 2020 through 2023 TIP cycle grant. And 9-mile received funding through that grant. Here is our project location at Parker and I-225. The bridge will provide a safe route for pedestrians to cross Parker Road and access the 9-mile station from adjacent businesses and residences, including this redevelopment site by the Point. This area has been identified as an emerging urban center. Here are the project objectives. This project will provide much safer mobility options for vulnerable populations. The graphic shows the original design with elevators, an arch feature, and an enclosed bridge. When we bid this project in 2023, prices came back $10 million over budget. And at that point, the project was put on hold. The project team went back to the drawing board and came up with a more cost-effective design. The new design uses ramps instead of elevators and has a wire mesh covered enclosure. During the February 2024 winter workshop, the proposed redesign was discussed and approved to move forward. We are working closely with Art in Public Places to integrate color and concrete enhancements to this design. And this is what the bridge may look like with that art integration. Panels will cover some of the wire mesh screens. There will be prairie grass designs on the interior of the bridge below the handrails, and there will be bright colors wrapping the concrete columns. The art design may change as we work through the process, but this gives you an idea of what the final design may look like. Here is our project budget. With the grant, city overmatch, federal earmark, and developer contributions, we have $15.9 million for the project. During the winter workshop that I mentioned earlier, the project was approved for an additional $4.65 million to cover the budget shortfall. Here is the anticipated project timeline. Our redesign kickoff occurred in August of this year. We are hoping to receive all of our approvals and advertise the project in the summer of 2025. Construction is anticipated to last 18 months, and the project we are anticipating to be complete by the spring of 2027. And now I'm happy to take any questions or discussion topics.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. Councilmember Lawson, any comments or questions?
Thank you, Catherine. Janine was able to give this update at 2 of my town halls, so I was very appreciative. I think a lot of the residents are happy that this is going up over the bridge, because Parker Road is a very dangerous, road. But the question I have for you is, and I'm not trying to be a downer on anything, I guarantee you that this bridge is going to have some graffiti issues. It's also, how are we going to do the cleanup on the bridge as well? So I'm just wondering about, what are we going to put some of those things in the cost? I know that we'll call code on these issues, but I do guarantee you there will probably be some issues like that, maintenance issues. So it's going to be something that we're going to address. I think it needs to be addressed. This bridge, although it's going to be wonderful, it is going to have some things, some cleanup, just because of the location. We see the graffiti a lot on when you go underneath the underpass. There's some other stuff too. So I'm not trying to make it to appear that it's going to be happening, but it's a potential issue. So
yeah, we've had those same conversations with our artists in particular, because we want to make sure that the art that she's putting in can handle that area and be easily cleanable and less prone to destruction, I guess you could say. I don't know, Cindy, you might have a better idea of, as far as maintenance. I'm sure Public Works will be responsible for cleaning up graffiti, but I'm not 100% sure.
And in addition to that, trash that's going to be left in there. And again, like I said, I think the design is awesome. That would be great to have artwork, but we got to make sure it's artwork that could be cleaned up.
For sure. We've definitely talked about that.
I guarantee you there's probably going to be a little bit of graffiti going on, just because of, that's just the nature of sometimes these bridges that you see. So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's also options for anti-graffiti coating, I believe. So we can look at that as well. Regarding the comments on the trash and stuff, I hope you all have seen a fairly significant improvement through areas of the city. Our street operations folks have really been making an effort to get out and not only clean up those large trash areas that occur. We have a contract with Keeson. I foresee that going forward. And they have been very responsive to get out within a few days, and sometimes same day, to get items cleaned up. So we will definitely incorporate that as we're working through the maintenance IGA. All great points, Councilmember Lawson. But I think with that sponsorship of city beautification between both you and Councilmember Hancock, we're gonna have a better time addressing the issues as we have them. So.
Okay, I knew you guys probably had it handled. I just, I mean, I'm just bringing it up because you're putting up something that is going to have occur some issues sometimes.
Yep.
And just because of the nature of the location and some of the things that have been going in and around the area. So I just wanted to bring that, but thank you for addressing that. And I'm glad it's been addressed by you guys and we're going to have a plan. So.
Okay. And just on the cost, I obviously, construction costs have escalated since we were first given the grant, the federal grant. And I know they added, I guess, some monies to it just recently. Are we pretty sure we're going to be able to come in at the 15.9 million? I've heard, I think it was at my last E470 board meeting that some of the construction costs are starting to come down. So hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we did this new cost estimate that with the 15.9 million, we used the line items that were actually in those original bids, which came back much higher than we had anticipated. So we feel pretty comfortable with that estimate. And we also added in an escalation since it's been a couple of years since by the time we bid it again. So I think we're good, hopefully. And if prices continue to come down, even better.
That'd be great. All right. Well, thank you very much for the presentation. And,
Thank you.
We have a short agenda. Those were our two items. Unless there's anything else, Councilmember Lawson, that you wanted to bring up, or Laura. Oh, there's Cindy's hand.
Oh, sorry.
I think Cindy and I are going to say, I just have an introduction. So I do want to introduce, we have a new Deputy Director of Operations in Public Works, and that's Mr. Kurt Mullemeyer. Kurt, if you're on, and I could turn on your camera, there's Kurt.
There I am.
Yeah, so Kurt, if you could say a few words about yourself and introduce yourself.
Sure. No, thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. Yeah. So as Laura said, I'm Kurt Muehlmeyer. I'm coming to the city of Aurora via the city of Peoria, Arizona, where I spent the last 2 years as operations manager down there. Prior to that, I spent the last 27 years at the city of Westminster, Colorado, as an operations manager there. So combined, I've got about almost 30 years of experience in public works. Very happy, very excited to be here. Look forward to working with everybody on the call here. So.
Welcome.
And you have all Colorado natives as your deputy directors in Public Works. I just want to point that out. And Ryan and I both be in Aurora. So there you go.
And Kurt too.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you were born here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any other items to bring up? Miscellaneous?
Councilmember Bergan, if they could just go over what's going to be on the agenda for next month. What are the topics?
Yeah, I had that next. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm
Great.
sorry.
No, that's
Sorry.
okay.
Yes, so we have several topics for next month. November will be our last meeting for the year. So first, we'll be bringing forward the IGA with RTD, Councilmember Lawson, for the Older Adults Transportation Program. Yay! We'll hear from Kathy again on an update on the Alley program. We have another maintenance IGA with Arapahoe and Elbert counties for County Line. And then we also have an IGA with APS for Turn Island construction at Vista Peak High School.
All right.
Okay.
Very good. I think this is a record for the shortest TAPS meeting.
Yeah.
It might be.
It might be. So our next
is.
meeting is November 21st at 1 o'clock, right before Thanksgiving.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.